Hey guys, welcome to Black Swamp Knives. Bear with me a little bit today. We're out in the woods. I just got back to the truck. And I figured this was as good a time as any to discuss survival bags or bug out bags, whatever you call them. So I figured we'd have a discussion and I'll dive in and show you what I have in mind. Keep in mind, your bag should be specific to you and your mission. So what you intend to accomplish with this bag. If I have to abandon my truck to get home, or if I have to leave home for an extended period of time and survive, then chances are I'm probably going to be in an area where I'm going to have to fight, possibly a gunfight. It's a different line of gear, but I also keep my plate carrier in the truck. My med kit's in the truck, but that's separate because the med kit goes on my belt. But just what we have initially in this bag. First glance, you'll see a good sharp knife. Rule number one, always have a knife. There's a blanket, a flashlight, a fishing kit, hunting kit. We have a fire starting kit and a water kit. Those are outside basics, what we have. We're going to open this bag up. We have a shemagh, pair of binos, night vision, gold bond, because hot and sweaty, fillet knife, waterproof poncho. This is just a bivy waterproof cover that came with the bag. Worst comes to worst, I could throw this over it, keep everything in it dry, but it has a protective liner inside. We have paracord, extra clothing, gun cleaning kit, beanie hat, .3M. We don't do that Carhartt shit around here. Camo face masks. Another shirt. Paper, because if you spend time in the woods, you know that leaves suck. I believe this is a 6x8 tarp. a small container for cooking, boiling water, what have you. Extra pair of socks. There should be another pair in there somewhere. We'll find it. Bar of soap. Extra thing of Tylenol. That would be the main pouch. Extra magazines for my carry gun in case I need it. Water bottle. Field stripped MREs. Field stripped down to necessities, because anybody that knows about MREs knows that these are big, they're bulky, and you're not going to fit a whole lot in your bag if you don't field strip them. Squeezy tube of peanut butter. Bags of nuts. Not only are these good for calories and keeping yourself fed, but bait to go with your food procurement kit. Squirrels, rabbits, small game, they like peanuts, so it's good bait to set in a snare trap, deadfall trap, whatever. Coffee, instant coffee, and Gatorade packets, because you're going to want to flavor some shit. Water is eventually going to get old, and if you get water from a pond or a lake or whatever and you boil it, it's probably not going to taste that great, so it helps to have some flavor. Hand warmers. Sharpening stone. Gloves. Earplugs. Lens static compass. Because navigation and know where you're going. Don't just walk around aimlessly. Lock pick set. And a headlamp. Know what's in your bag. Change it out with the weather conditions. I always keep extra clothes, extra socks, and a blanket in my bag, because you don't know what the weather's going to be every day, but you know by season. I keep my Coyote Tan coveralls in the truck with my plate carrier and my bag, so if it's in wintertime I can slap that on and stay warm. But keep in mind the weather. AR tool that folds out, and I think I tightened it up too much. Anyway, it folds out. You have the scraper, screwdriver bits, wrench sets. Keep extra firearm parts. They do wear out like anything else, guys. If something happens, yours wears out, the firing pin shears off, you can replace it easy enough. Keep extra parts, keep tools to do what you have to do with you. All right. So now we're going to go into, there's a bunch of pouches in this bag, guys. Like I said, bear with me. This pack weighs 50 pounds. Like 48. But that's what I'm used to carrying. That's what I'm used to working with, putting it on my back and walking through these woods. And that's something else I suggest to you guys. Whatever gear you have, whatever gear you plan on surviving with, fighting with, bugging out with, practice with it. Because if you don't know how to use it, and you're just strapping that fucking thing on day of incident, you're at a loss. You're probably not going to make it, to be honest with you. Some more flavor packets. Gatorade, coffee. That seems to be a reoccurring thing. Maybe we should get something else in there. Multi-use spoon and fork. This was like $4 on Amazon, guys. Always keep one of these. You can wash it, reuse it, and it's better than keeping the spoons. When you field strip the MREs, you could take the spoon out of it, and that will lighten up the MRE and make it more compact. Anything you don't need in there, take it out, guys. You have one spoon, one fork. You don't need 5 spoons. You're probably not going to get to sit down and take your time with it anyway. Another sharpening stone and another serrated stone, which I'll probably take this out. I don't even know why. I hate serrated knives. So I don't even know why I have that. It's just habit, I guess. So that's it as far as the bag itself and the contents. Oh, wait. Toothpaste, little disposable, reusable toothbrush. But that's it for the bag. And like I said, don't overthink and don't overload your bags. Put in it what you need in it, specifically what you are going to deal with or think you're going to deal with. And please don't be one of those people, and I say this all the time, please do not get a Walmart or Dollar General first aid kit and think that's going to be okay for first aid. Get a real med kit. Learn how to use the stuff that's in it. Practice with it so you can save your life or your family's life or whoever you may be bugging out with. And that's another thing too, guys. Don't load your pack with everybody else in your family in mind. If you're bugging out and you're leaving home, you're taking your bag specifically for your needs. That's what you're going to carry. That's what you're going to fight with. That's what you're going to camp with. That's what you're going to trek and ruck with. It gets heavy. Like this is 48 pounds. I'm used to it. But when I go through these woods and I'm out there for 2-3 hours, it does get heavy. It feels like 80 pounds. It's kind of like, what do they call it? Calisthenics, when you hold the weight. And you have like a 2-pound weight in your hand and you're holding it with an outstretched arm. And it doesn't seem like much, but after a while, it feels like you're carrying the weight of your own body in your arms. It's crazy. So keep that in mind. If you're bugging out and your family is with you, they each need to have a bag specific to them. Your wife needs to have a bag, your daughter, they have their feminine needs. Everybody has to have a bag specific to them. So make sure that happens and don't be trying to overload and carry for everybody. All right. I'm going to turn around here. These are all MOLLE attached to the bag, so I'm not going to take them off and then re-MOLLE them. It's kind of a pain in the butt. So what we're going to do, turn it so you can see me open these. This here has spool fishing line, some rubber worms, some hooks, a couple of lures, stuff that I don't want to say easy, but I want to make procuring food easier than what it would be if I just had a hook and a piece of wire. Keep in mind, you're not on Naked and Afraid. You're not on a survival show where you're trying to do bare minimum. Take some stuff that will help ease the pain and make things more comfortable. Granted, they call it fishing, not catching, so keep that in mind. I'm gonna come over here. This is my fire kit. There's, on the front you'll see waterproof notepad. Great for taking notes. There's a Sharpie. Inside we have fat wood. We have magnesium fire starters. I don't really like these. I'd rather do just a fire steel ferro rod. An instant fire. All you need is a spark and it'll light right up. Probably should be putting these back in the bag as I go along. Some fat wood. There is a military striker in there, and somebody else out here. Cotton balls and stormproof matches. These are amazing. Great to have. They're waterproof. You could drop it in the river, in the lake, and it's still gonna light up. Ferro rod. This is actually out of a sear kit. If I hurt myself, I'm down to one arm. This is an easy one-handed, and it's got compressed cotton with strings. You just pull it apart and you spark it right up. This is a great item to have, because if you're cold and hurt and your gross motor skills are not what they should be, this is going to make it a lot easier to start a fire. And for all intents and purposes, another compass. Even though y'all know I keep one on my watch. And then I had the big compass for land nav. Redundancy. Always have backups, guys. Okay, good. Put the fat wood back in there. All right. I know this is very unorganized right now and a mess, guys. Like I said, I just come out of the woods, pulled this out of the truck, so it's not like we're at a table. Sawyer Mini. It's a water filtration straw, and it has the cleaning syringe. Keep the Mini. Don't go get the big Sawyer. This one lasts just as long, and it's easy to store in your bag. Doesn't take up a whole lot of space. Inside there we also have, it's a contractor's garbage bag. You get it Home Depot and Lowe's. You can collect water with this, rainwater. You can use it as shelter if you need to. And it goes great with a thermal blanket. Chances are, if I'm bugging out and I gotta make a quick camp for the night, I'm gonna use something small like the blanket or the garbage bag. I may not have time to pick it up and take it with me, so there is backup. Always have redundancies, always have backups. But this is my bag, guys. This is what I carry with me. This is what's gonna go on my back. This is what I'm gonna rely on to survive if I have to get home, if I have to bug out. You're not going to, nothing you do is going to be easy. But in a survival situation, if you have items specific to you and what you think you're going to need, and the area you're in, region is a lot to do with it. Like I'm here in Florida, so it's hot all the damn time. rainy all the damn time. So we have wet and heat, and that's what we got to deal with. It does get cold down here, but that's usually just 3-4 weeks. That's about it. We don't really have a winter time. Always keep it mission specific, and don't overload your bags, guys. Don't carry for others because you don't want that weight on your shoulders. You're not going to be able to handle it. Miss Black Swamp, she has a bag. The things that she needs as a woman, they're in there. Whatever's going to help her. You know, she has some extra magazines, warm clothes, clothes to keep you dry. She has extra socks, stuff like that. Water bottles. But her needs are not going to be the same as mine, so she needs to carry for herself. I want you guys to keep that in mind. That's very important. Because like I said, this pack ain't all that heavy, but 3 hours into a hike in the woods, it's heavy. It's a lot heavier than it was when I took it out of the damn truck. So keep that in mind, guys. Y'all have any questions? You know what to do. Put them in the comments. As always, I will get back to you guys. It may not be immediately. It might be the next day, but I will always get back to the comments and I'll answer any questions y'all have. I'll help you with anything y'all need, give you advice. But get you a good sturdy bag, guys. Get it set up for everything you're gonna need. You don't know when or if you're ever gonna have to use it. Times being what they are right now, all the things going on over in the Middle East and Russia, and you just don't know. So always be prepared, always. And my biggest peeve, it really bugs the shit out of me when I see people do this, mostly because they're living in I just saw this on this cool TV show kind of Fantasyland thing, and they will get survival books and they'll put this book in their bag, and they'll get a first aid for dummy little books and they'll put that in their bag. Know what's in your bag. Know how to use it. Get the training. Practice with it. Do it every day. Don't get a book, because if you don't know how to use this and it comes down to a situation where you do need to use it and you don't know how, that book's great. I mean, it's a good fire starter, but that's about all it's worth. You should have been practicing, you should have been training, and you should have been getting the knowledge to do all of this before you needed to do it. If you get stuck in a riot and you have to leave your car in the middle of Houston and you have to take your bag and get home, you're holed up in an old abandoned courthouse or something, and you're stuck there for the night. Reading a book on how to make fire is not going to get it. It's not going to get you a fire. It's not going to get you the know-how. Read it beforehand. It's great to have a library at home, guys. I have a lot of books that cover a lot of different things, and I'm always buying more books because you can never have too much knowledge, guys. So have a library at home. You have a question about something you want to do, go to your shelf, grab it, read up on it, and then take it out in the woods, take it out into real life and implement it, practice with it. but don't try to do it day of a situation. That'll get you killed, and I don't want you guys. I want you to make it out. I want to eventually see y'all. I want to know that you're thriving and you're making it, and you didn't let that whoop you. I want to know that nothing bad happened to you guys. You know what? I've been trekking through these woods, so I'm a little hungry. I'm gonna eat one of these bags of nuts. I hate doing this, but if you have to dip into your bag for whatever reason, because I've been on 24-hour stints at work where I had to eat an MRE out of my truck because the stores ain't open that late at night. But if you have to dip into it, replace it. Like I said, you're not going to try and do bare minimum. You're not on Naked and Afraid. And you're not on a survival show. So don't try to prepare with just a couple items and think you're going to get out there and do what you got to do. Redundancies, backups, see what other people are doing in their bags, get some ideas. Don't just take my word for it. Go look around. There are other people out there that have just as great ideas and as much knowledge as I do, and you can learn from them. They may do something that I don't. I may do something that they don't. But what works for one person may not work for another. So get ideas, learn from different people, see what works for you. Because ultimately, you're the one that's going to have to survive with this, not them. They have their own bag, their own problems, their own situations, and that's what they've prepared for. And you guys need to do the same thing. This is probably going to be a 3-part video, 4-part video. As always, you guys can catch the full video on YouTube. And again, if you have any questions, comments, you know where to put them, and I will get back to you guys. Like always, stay safe, stay prepared, and always stay sharp. I'll see you guys on the next one.